And we are here. How we doing, peoples? Greetings. Let me do this real fast. Greetings, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Babies. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me drop the link. Where's my link? Where's it? Okay, let me get the peoples over here. Copy link. All right. All right, y'all. Paste. There we go. All right. That link is coming down. Greetings, y'all. Welcome. Come on through. Say something in the chat so I know you're all there. Mr. Stevens, give me a second. Give me a second.
Take your time.
Hey, sweetie, how you doing?
I'm fine. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that you would go live because while I was working, I was listening to your past episodes in the car because I drive for work and everything. And I was just listening to like the old shows, about I think the Pisces season I was listening to and the Blood Moon or something. So it was just interesting to listen to. I mean, because I go back and forth if I should listen to music or should I just listen to just YouTube or something. So that's kind of fun.
Well, thank
Yes.
you. Let me say hi to somebody. Sapphire, good evening. Caught alive and well. Baby, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I dropped the link here. You probably hold on. Let me drop it again. If you want to come on up, come on up. You don't have to do the camera. You could be on audio if anything. But if not, welcome, sweetheart. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. Well, Mr. Stevens, I am very happy that you are playing the episodes because, excuse me, I guess that, that helps the algorithm, liking it and all that other stuff. Because honestly, I was just like, I don't know. I was thinking about just taking the channel down and restarting all over again, and all that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, keep it up.
Greetings. There we go. I'm sorry, Mr. Stevens. What were you saying?
I was saying no, keep it up because it's kind of funny to listen to because since then I've grown and I've like, what the hell was I thinking about liking that person or talking to that person? And it's really good to listen to, and I might use it because whenever I get the chance, I need to work on my August write-ins, and I have not had the chance to do that. I just need more time. And I'm gonna use some of what was played in the YouTube videos, and I'm gonna write about some of the feeling like an outsider. And I was thinking about incorporating the talk we had for me, you, and Autumn had on Thanksgiving, and write about that. And so yeah, keep it up, because I might need it to write about it.
All right, good. All right, well, thank you. Y'all saw my shuffle, y'all saw my pull. So listen. I didn't put no content up because, hold on, let me get back up here. Here we go. So how it works for me is I wake up and before I'll splash some water on my face, maybe brush my teeth, but no coffee, no nothing, no TV, no nothing, because I don't want to be influenced by anything. I will look like tonight. I looked at my Llewellyn. Hold on, where is that? I'll look at my Llewellyn. All right. I'll look at the transit, see if I can break it down. So at least I got like a little bit of a script. But the thing was, baby, hold on. The thing was that sweetie, this job is so ignorant. This job is so ignorant. Baby, they needed me there at 6 a.m, meaning I woke up at 4. Honey, I don't even know who the fuck I am at this point. But we did it. We got through. I'm here, because like if I don't post content, I'm gonna do a live. It's the promise that I made, to you guys. And so here we are. But the thing is that I cannot stress this enough. This week in particular, This is the week of the great realignment. The great realignment, baby, day after day after day. The alignments, the planetary alignments is asking us one question after another. And the thing is that there've been a lot of astronomers that have been looking at this week. So with that being said, in my message today, I said, if listen, go back and listen to what I left you guys yesterday. Yesterday was July the 20th, and Jupiter, the planet of expansion, was in the sign of Leo. Okay, but it was trining Neptune retrograding Aries. Aries is that leading sign and stuff like that. So that whole planetary system was like, do you have faith before the transformation? Do you have faith in what you say you want, to the degree that you keep on going even when you don't see any progress? Do you have that much faith? So and today was a brand new, today was a brand new thing, so we're gonna get into it. But before we do that, Miss Autumn, how you doing, love?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Mike, how
you
doing?
I'm good. What's new, exciting, and innovating, sweetie?
Oh, ain't nothing really new going on. Everything has been quiet for the most part. Well, I think the last time I talked to you, one of my daughters was going through domestic violence really, really bad. And my sons got involved.
Oh no.
And, now the police is looking for my sons.
Oh, wow.
She been going through this for 13 years, back and forth with the same, her children's father. And it's just a sad situation. I'm kind of numb right now from it all. It's been ongoing off and on throughout the years. Beautiful girl. And when she said that it's my fault, it was this last time was her fault. And I said, how? I said, what you mean it was your fault? I said, I wasn't there. I only know what you told me. But if you made him that upset, he could have just walked away. But he beat on you, and this is in front of the children. That's what makes it so hurtful. So they're traumatized, and because they love their father. So I see her older daughters, they love their dad. So it's like they feel like they're in between. Like they don't like their dad hitting on their mom, but they love their dad. It's like it's a crazy situation. So
Autumn, let me stop you real fast. You know what just came on in the background? LaBelle, isn't it a shame?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So now my sons who went to defend their sister, I told them to leave the situation alone. But it's their sister. And when they seen her, they just went on impulse, and they just went a bit too far. They ain't kill him, but they went a bit too far. And now the police is coming back and forth to my house, and they don't even live here. So that's an inconvenience for me, back and forth. Like right before I jumped on, they had just left. And I'm like, I said, they don't live here. And, they wanted, the woman wanted to, like she was intimidating me. I said, ma'am, I didn't hurt nobody. I don't have no warrants or nothing. I'm telling you, they not here. And she was talking about coming in my house. I said, if you have a warrant, you're more than welcome to come in my house. She's like, well, I can come. I said, no, ma'am, you cannot come in here without no warrant. Now I don't know how they pumping y'all up out here in these streets. I said, you will not come up in here without no warrant. And as soon as I finish with you, I'm gonna talk to my daughter. I don't know where my son's is at. But if she know, I'm gonna tell her, I don't know what you got to do, what you need to do, but you got to fix it. Because they came in defense of you. They came to defend you.
And the thing is, baby, is that you and I both know what she needs to do to fix it. But if she's been there for 13 years, that's not going to happen. And when it comes to that, as well as I do, Autumn, that's just like people wanting to become sober.
Yes.
They got to do it on their time. And wait a minute. And their timeline is sacred. But when other people are getting involved, now that was your choice. Now that was your choice. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Autumn, girl, I don't get yelled at. You hear what I'm saying? I don't get yelled at. Because I'm real quick with that. Who are you talking to right now? I'm real quick with that. But hit me?
Oh no.
Oh, honey. Oh, baby. You just let me know what you want me to tell your mama. Okay? You let me know what you want me to tell your next of kin, because I promise you, you may get the best of me, but that's not to say I'm not gonna get my licks in, because baby, it don't go down like that with this. No, ma'am. Nope.
I can kind of relate to what you're going through, Miss Autumn, even though I was never a victim of domestic violence. But I'll tell you this story. So when I was about 11, my mother and father, they had just divorced or whatever. And I think looking back, my mom used to push my father's buttons. I think because whatever. So one day my father, he choked her, and I can just see it in my mind what he did to her. My mother came back all shaken up. And my uncle, he got a gun. And I am so thankful, even though I have issues with this uncle, that same uncle, I am so grateful that he did not use that thing,
Yes.
And and the thing is too, is that he just said, leave my sister alone. And then my father just walked away. And it's just like, it just makes me think of that. How do and
Yes.
such. So yeah.
Yeah, that it's a sad case of affairs, but I just really had to put myself in a place where it's not like because my daughter was like, you don't care. I said, I do care more than but going through this throughout the years, it has worn me down. And it's like, I said, Jasmine, I don't want him to kill you, honey. I said, it's on the internet, the news every day. They kill you, the kids, and they self. You know what I mean? I said, so whatever it is, I said, whatever you doing, I said, just stop. Get away from him. I said, they got all of these organizations for domestic violence. They can relocate y'all, whatever you got to do. I said, because I don't know what else to do for you, Jasmine, because you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. And it's not love. That ain't no love. Love is not shown in that respect. He's crazy. He tried to run over with his car. Then he beat her all up in the face. And I'm like, what else do we got to do? What else he got to do to you for you to get it?
But Autumn, you know what? And here it is. I say it on this, on this channel a lot. that, you know, the only person that's ever going to come and save you is that
you.
person that's tired of the version you living in right now. You know, that's it. And the thing is that it's not to be callous, it's not to be cold, it's not to be none of the above. But it's like at a certain point, darling, you gotta wake up. Not you, but like the person that is at the other end of the vine. You gotta wake up.
She's like, "Mommy, I'm done. I'm done, Mommy. I'm done." I was like, "You're not done yet, Jen." I said, because I said, "You ain't gotta tell me, I'll see it."
That part.
See it. Yes, I'll see it. You're not done yet. I said, but those children, if you don't care no more about yourself, care more about your children. Because you are traumatizing them with your nonsense and bullshit. You want to get beat on? I said, that hurts me to the core of my soul. You my child, beautiful girl. I said, that's what you want, and you okay with that? I said, but you have children that love you, and that's in the middle of this nonsense. Come on, baby. Come on. Mommy, I'm done. I said I was done. I said, okay. All right.
But Autumn, listen, baby. The thing is, though, darling, is that, girl, addiction is a hell of a thing, sweetheart. And addiction just don't stay with drugs. Addiction is with anything. And how and sweetie, I mean, darling, girl, would you, Autumn? Do you want a prayer?
I do. I need one bad, honey. I need one bad, child. I can't even cry outside no more. My heart is drowned with tears. It don't even come out no more. I just sit in the dark and just be like, God, please, please fix it.
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
Autumn, get into your body, baby. Get into your body. Take a deep breath and get that air into the parts that are hurting. Close your eyes, baby. Here we go. Divine Source, surround Jasmine with love, protection, and strength. May she awaken to her worth. May she release the patterns that keep her bound and find the courage to choose safety and healing and freedom. Open the doors to support, wisdom, and new beginnings for her. May her heart know peace. May her spirit know power. And may her life move towards love that honors and protects her. And with that, let it be, let it be, let it be. Amen. Ashe. That's it, baby. That's it. That's
Thank
it.
you, baby.
All right,
Thank
baby.
you, baby. I appreciate you.
That's
I'm gonna
all right.
drop down so you can get on with your
We'll
break.
get into this. All right, love. All right. Y'all, I listen, whenever I turn this camera on and I invite everybody, I don't know what we're gonna do. And the thing is that, it's just funny because like I said, this week is the week of this great realignment. And yesterday with the transit, we spoke about faith, believing before we can see proof. And today's question is going to be a little different. But again, it's all for this realignment. It's all for this realignment. And here's the question. What if the breakthrough that we are asking for requires us to do something differently? Because we can't keep choosing the same things, thinking the same way and expecting a different result. That ain't gonna work. And this is why I'm so adamant about this week, because like astrologically, this is the week of the great realignment. This week is showing us where we need to shift, where we need to grow, and where we need to get back into alignment with the life that we're creating. Now tomorrow is the end of Mercury retrograde. Tomorrow, Mercury goes direct, and some of that pressure from Mercury retrograde is going to begin to lift. The confusion is going to start to clear. Communication starts moving again. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When clarity comes back online, we have to be willing to do something with that clarity. Yesterday, the transit, the message was about faith, trusting the process before we could see any kind of outcome. And today, that faith asks us a different question. Are you willing to move differently? Today's transit, we're working with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, in Leo, which sextiles Uranus in Gemini. And let me break that down. Jupiter, like I said, is about expansion. It's about growth. It's about opportunity. It asks us to believe bigger. You know, let me see if I got in my media assets that video. I do not. I can look at it. I do not. It's about this gentleman. Oh wait, is this him?
That came out a whole lot louder than I'm sorry. That's my bad. But now that Christmas is over, everybody's
that ain't it. No, it's this gentleman with a bandana, and he's talking to a girl that's on his porch, and he's like, you got to think big, bitch. Think big, bitch. Hey, in the chat, do any of you know what I'm talking about? Bitch, you got to think big. That's what Jupiter is asking us to do. It's asking us to believe in bigger. And in Leo, Jupiter is reminding us to believe in ourselves and to stop hiding and to stop playing small, to remember that our dreams require us to show up. And remember what I told you, universal mind would not give you a dream if you were unable to achieve that. The universe doesn't play like that. The universe isn't that cruel. I'm going to give you a dream, but you're never going to reach it. We are capable of doing this shit. It's if we want to do it. So now Jupiter is creating a sextile with Uranus and Gemini. A sextile, it brings us opportunities, but opportunity still requires participation. Someone can open the door, but if you don't walk through it, that's just an open door. So Uranus is the planet of change. Uranus is the planet of breakthroughs, of the new way of doing things. Gemini connects our thoughts, our ideas, and communication and the way that we process information. So this energy that we're working with tonight, it's asking us, where have you been stuck in your old patterns? Because sometimes the breakthrough isn't a new door opening. Sometimes the breakthrough is realizing you needed a new approach. So this is the week of the greater realignment. And this is why this week is so important. Realignment isn't always about something outside of you changing. Sometimes it's about you changing the way you respond, the way you think, the choices you make, the patterns you continue. The life you're trying to create requires a version of you that is willing to grow. And growth is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. You've heard me say it many times. In order for us to grow, we got to leave this beautiful corpse that we built, that we worked on so hard. You got to leave that behind. All that work that we did, you got to leave it behind. That work got us to where we at. And now you got to start all over again. So with this transit, this is your tarot accompaniment. It's wait, where's my media assets? Here we go. Wait a minute. There we go. It's the Fool. Yeah. The Fool is the perfect card for this energy because the Fool represents new beginnings, taking that first step, trusting yourself enough to explore something different. The Fool doesn't have every answers, and honestly, none of us do. But the Fool understands something important. You don't discover a new path by staying on the old one. Look at that card. You see him? Baby, that Fool is on the edge of discovery. That Fool is on the edge of wonderment. And wait a minute. And that Fool is fully aware that the next step, he's either going to fly or he's going to fall. But with that smile on his face, he's ready for what's coming up. He's fallen before. That's why he ain't worried about it. He's fallen before. And every time he falls, he doesn't come up for some new shit. Every time he gets back onto that ledge of discovery, he comes back with experience. And that's how we got to look at this, babies. This is how we got to look at this. Like I said, the Fool understands something very, very important. You do not discover a new path by staying on the old one. I've shared this with you. So I've shared this with y'all several times that our mind loves what is familiar, even when what is familiar is toxic, even when what is familiar isn't helping us anymore. And that's why change feels so uncomfortable. And not because it's wrong, but because it's new. Sometimes we say we want a different life, but we're still protecting the same fears. Tonight's energy asks us to be honest. What are you holding on to because it's comfortable? And what would happen if you finally tried something new? This is the week of the greater realignment. And a new reality starts with a new direction, with a new decision. You do not have to change everything overnight. You don't have to change everything overnight. Sometimes one new choice creates a completely different direction. Y'all, I want you to write our affirmation in the comments. And we're going to keep it simple. I want you all to write in the comment, I am open to new possibilities. I am open to new possibilities. I want to ask you all something today. When you look over the course of your day today, did you notice if you were moving on autopilot? And if you did, I want you to ask yourself this. What is one thing you could have done differently? What small shift could be the beginning of something different, of something bigger? Here's a question. What old pattern are you ready to let go of? Letting go of that is going to open up some space in your bandwidth. And we don't know where that space, what's going to fill that space with that bandwidth. But I do know this much. I do know that two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So if you holding on to some bullshit, you cannot ask for better while you holding on to some bullshit. So if you letting go of that bullshit, you now have a vacuum. And if what you are expecting is good, the universe ain't got no other alternative but to respond in kind to good, because now it's got space. So what pattern are you ready to release? Yesterday with the transit, faith was laying the foundation. And today, this energy is asking us for the courage to take that next step. And that is what this great realignment is all about. Not becoming someone else, but becoming more aligned with who you truly are. Mercury is clearing the path. That retrograde, the shit that went down, baby, was supposed to go down. Mercury retrograde didn't fuck up anything that was solid. It only fucked up shit that was supposed to leave. Uranus brings up unexpected shit. And the question is, are you willing to walk through that? Are you willing to walk through the path? You see on either side of you, the shit was tumbling down, but there's a pathway that's clear. Are you willing to walk through that path? So, when before everyone came in, Mr. Stevens he saw my shuffle, he saw my pull, and we are using the Gateway Oracle by Denise Lynn. And saw my shuffle, you saw my pull. So we got this card, and there is no numerological aspect to break down in the card. And this card says, awakening ancient wisdom. Give me a second, y'all. Awakening ancient wisdom. Deeper inner knowing is emerging within me. All right. All right. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. So with this card is falling right into line with what we're talking about, because this awakening ancient wisdom, it's telling us that we are remembering the knowledge, we are remembering the intuition, we are remembering the inner guidance that's always been within us. So what wisdom is awakening inside of you that you are all, at this point, y'all are ready to trust? You want to know something? Hold on. Intuition, guidance. Hold on. Here she go. Here she go. Here she go. This is your tarot equivalent, the High Priestess. Yep, the High Priestess. So with this card, this ancient wisdom, so some of us are going to be walking around and we're curious, and we are aware of something that's going on. We feel connected, all right? So with all of that, we can say, you don't always need to find the answers outside of yourself. Sometimes that wisdom comes from listening within. And when we talk about the High Priestess, we talk about intuition. We're talking about hidden knowledge. We're talking about her inner wisdom and spiritual awareness. Y'all, as we grow, we begin to recognize patterns, experiences, truths that were always present, but not fully understood. With that, we got to forgive ourselves for not knowing what we know now. But now that we know it, how are we going to apply this knowledge? How are we going to apply this intuition? How are we going to use that to get us to our next level? Y'all, there's a wisdom inside all of us. Life has been preparing for us to access this. The lessons we've lived, the experiences that we've survived, the things that we've learned, they are a part of our inner guidance. So we got to trust what's awakening inside of us. Give me a second, y'all, because we're going to affirm. All right, y'all, we're going to affirm. Here we go. With these two cards, we're going to affirm. I trust the wisdom within me. and allow my inner knowing to guide me. I trust the wisdom within me and allow my inner knowing to guide me. Yeah. Tonight, trust the wisdom. Listen to yourselves deeper because your wisdom is speaking. Your wisdom is speaking. Good night, baby. Good night, love. Yep. 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 We're gonna let that go, baby. Compassion to past love. Yeah. Yeah, that'll get us there. Hey, Sal. Thanks for showing up, baby. But yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. Anyone want to come up and say anything? If not, we good. We good. I wanted to do a lot because, like I said, when I don't do content, I try to make it up for y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow with the normal content. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Miss Martha. Thank you, Miss Martha. Mr. Stevens, thank you all so much. Wait a minute, who else? Sophia, thank you, love. Thank you, my love. Thank you for joining us, baby. You were missed. You were missed. All right, y'all. Listen. Let the shit go. Let the shit go. At the end of the day, you know, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. And which, you know, a lot of us stay stuck because we are very afraid of not having nothing when we have shit that's bad for us. Let it go, baby. Let it go. Because there's more good out there for you than the bullshit that we holding on to. All right. All right, y'all. Have a great evening. Thank you for joining me. Take care, y'all.